Hello everyone. So today we will learn about radial wave function. Okay. So in the previous video we all learned that related to every atomic orbital there is a mathematical equation, and that mathematical equation basically called the wave function. Okay. Now the wave function has two parts. One is called radial wave function and another one is called angular wave function. Okay. Now let's take for at first let's talk about 1s orbital. Okay. Now for the 1s orbital, the radial wave function r of r, I am writing this as 1s. So that means this radial wave function for 1s orbital, this equals to, the mathematical form of this radial wave function is a constant a multiplied by exponential of minus b into r. Okay. So this is the mathematical form of the radial wave function for 1s orbital. Okay. Now if I want to draw a graph between the radial wave function and the distance r, okay, so this wave function contain a exponential part of this wave function contain a exponential part. Okay. Now if I told you y equals to a e to the power minus x, so this is a mathematical equation. Now what should be the graph of this equation? So I can write this e to the power minus e to the power plus x. Okay. Now in this equation, as the values of x increases, then e to the power x, the values of e to the power x increases, and as the e to the power x present in the denominator, so that means as the value of x increases, the value of e to the power x increases, and as e to the power x increases, the value of y should decreases. So that means if I increase the value of x, that should be y value should be decreases. Okay. So y value should be decreases, and if I put x equals to 0, so e to the power 0, so e to the power 0 means 1. So that means if x equals to 0, then y equals to, if x equals to 0, so y equals to a. Okay. So that means the graph of this equation will be, it will start from 0 comma a, and as this is x and this is y, and as in this direction, if I go in this direction, x increases, and if I come in this direction, so y decreases. Okay. So my equation tells me that if I increases x, y should be decreases. Okay. So if I go in this direction, I should come in the lower direction along the x. Okay. So that means I will start from here, and as x increases, the y decreases. Okay. So this is a standard equation. The exponential y equals to a into e to the power minus x, the graph should be looks like that. Okay. So what will be the graph of my radial wave function? Okay. What will be the graph of my radial wave function? Okay. So r of 1 is r versus r. Okay. So that means r is the distance from nucleus to electron, and r of r is the radial wave function. And as this is also contain a exponential part, r 1s of r equals to a into e to the power minus b of r. So this also, the radial wave function of 1s orbital also contain a exponential part. So that means this graph also starts from here, and as r increases, the value of r decreases. Okay. So this will be the graph, and this line will never cut the r axis. Okay. This line will never cut the r axis. Okay. So for the 1s orbital, always the curve will start from the y axis, and it will goes down as r increases. Okay. So for s orbitals, always in general for any s orbital, the graph always starts from the y axis, or that means in case of the radial wave function, it starts from the radial wave function axis, and as r increases, the value of r decreases. This is the general case. that for any s orbital the graph always should start from the y-axis, so that means from radial wave function axis. Okay. Now this is very much understandable from the concept of node. Okay, for 1s orbital, what is the formula of radial node? Okay, so number of radial node equals to n minus l minus 1. We learned this formula in the previous lecture. Okay, so number of radial wave function equals to n minus l minus 1. So for 1s orbital, the number of node, so 1s orbital n equals to 1, s equals to 0, and so 1 minus 0 minus 1. So the value, so number of node equals to 0. So, and we all know that at the radial node, r of r value equals to 0. We all know that at radial node r of r value equals to 0. This thing we discussed in the previous video. Okay, in the video of node. Okay, so at the radial node r of r equals to 0. So that means r of r 0 means, so this point should be lies on the r axis, where along this r axis every point present on the r axis has the r of r value equals to 0. So then radial part is 0 for all the points that are present on the r axis. Okay, so that means if r of r value is 0, so that means this curve should cut on the r axis. Okay, but as there is no node on 1s orbital, as there is no node for 1s orbital, that means for 1s orbital there is no radial node. So that's why for the 1s orbital the graph will never touch the r axis. Okay, now let's go for the 2s orbital. Okay, let's go for the 2s orbital. So let's say I have taken 2s orbital. Okay, so in case of 2s orbital, how many nodes we have? So n equals to 2, l equals to 0. Okay, so node equals to number of nodes, number of radial nodes equals to number of radial node equals to 2 minus 0 minus 1, so that is 1. Okay, so my radial node is 1. Okay, so my number of radial node is 1. So now how my graph should looks like? Okay, so for 1s orbital, let's say this is r of r, I am write 2s. Okay, so how we should write that? We will write r of r, this is the standard notation of radial wave function, in like that 2s. Okay, r of r 2s. Okay, and r of r 2s versus r. So in case of s orbital, we tell that the graph always starts from the y-axis. The graph always starts from the y-axis, because in every radial wave function there is an exponential part. Okay, so let's say the graph is starting from this point. Okay, and there is only one node, so that means the curve will touch the r-axis for one time. Okay, so let's say the graph is starting from here. Okay, so as I increases r, the value of r of r decreases, and this at that point the graph touches the r axis, and then it will never touch the r axis and goes like up to infinity. Okay, it will goes up to infinity. Now this point is the radial node. Why this is radial node? Because in this point there is a specific value of r, but the value of r equals to 0 at that point. So that's why at that point as the r of r value equals to 0, so this is the radial node. We told in the previous video that if r of r value equals to 0 at any region in the three-dimensional space, that region is called radial node. Okay, so at that distance for 2s orbital, at that distance, so the values of r equals to 0, so that means That means this is at that distance in the three-dimensional space, you cannot find the electron. Okay, so that's why this point is called radial node. Now look at this region. Up to this region, the value of the radial wave function is positive. So the value of radial wave function is positive. But in this lower region, the value of wave function is negative. Okay, so this is called phase of orbital. Okay, these things are called phase of orbital. This is called positive phase and this is called negative phase. These things are called phase of orbital. Okay, so if the values of radial wave function is positive, if the values of radial wave function is positive, this is called positive wave function. Okay, I will draw the curve again clearly. Okay, so let's say this is R of R 2s and this is R. So my graph should start from the y-axis. It will start from the y-axis like here. Okay, and as R increases, my value of R decreases, and one for the 2s orbital, number of radial nodes equals to 1. So that means it will touches the r-axis for one time, then it will decreases and increases again and go for the infinity. Okay, and this point is called radial. So this point is called radial node. Okay, now because the values of R of R at that point equals to 0. Okay, now in this region, okay, so in this region my values of R of R equals to positive, and in this part my values of R of R equals to negative. So that means this is called positive phase of orbital, 2s orbital, and this is called negative phase of orbital. Okay, this is called negative phase of orbital. Okay, this is called positive phase of orbital and this is called negative phase orbital. So at this distance from the nucleus, the value of R of R equals to 0. So it tells that in three-dimensional region from the nucleus, electron cannot present at that distance. Okay, electron cannot present at that distance from the nucleus. So this is called radial wave function. Okay, and this graph is for the radial. This graph presents the 2s orbital. Okay, this graph presents the 2s orbital. Okay, so let's go for 2p. Okay, let's go for 2p. So now I am taking 2p. Okay, I am taking 2p. Okay, so at first calculate the number of nodes. So here n equals to 2, for the p l equals to 1. Okay, so for the number of radial nodes equals to that should be equals to 2 minus 1 minus 1, that should be 0. So that means here no radial node is present. Okay, now what is the equational form of radial wave function for 2p? So R of R for 2p equals to a constant a into R e to the power minus b into R. Okay, so look at the equation. Okay, so if I at the origin the value of R equals to 0. If I put R equals to 0 here, I am getting R of R equals to 0. So a into 0 into d to the power minus br. Okay, so that means if I put R equals to 0, I am getting R of R for 2p equals to at the origin 0. Okay, so at the origin the value of R equals to 0. So at the origin R of R equals to also 0, because 0 multiplied by a into d to the power minus b to the power r equals to 0. So what should be my graph? Okay, so my graph should be looks like that. Okay, in this direction I am taking r of r, and in this direction I am taking r. Okay, so here the value of r equals to 0. If you put r equals to 0, the r of r value equals to 0. So r of r value, then that means the radial wave function at the origin equals to 0. Okay, so what is the contradiction with 1s or 2s? For in case of s orbital, the graph always starts from the y-axis, but in case of p or and any other orbital, the graph always starts from origin. Look at this equation. If I put r equals to 0, so that means I am getting r of r equals to 0. So that's why in case of s orbital, the graph will always start from the y-axis, and in case of any other orbital, graph always starts from the origin. Okay. Now, as there is no radial node for this, 2p orbital, so that's why this curve will never touches the r-axis. Okay. Now, look at this equation. So this equation r try to increases the value of r of r, and this exponential part try to decreases the value of r of r. Okay. Now look at the equation. If I just remove this equation, if I just remove the exponential part, what should be my graph? This is simply y equals to a. So y equals to mx. A is a constant, so y equals to mx. Okay. The standard straight line equation. So that should be looks like that. Okay. Now if I just simply remove this part, and if I tell my function is only e to the power br, so this is the exponential function, so my graph should be looks like that. But my actual function is the combination of these two parts. Okay. So but my actual function is the combination of these two. Okay. So that's why my graph should be the resultant of these two graphs, and that should be looks like that. Okay. That should be looks like that. Okay. So that's why for the 2p orbital, the radial distribution function looks like that. Okay. It will start from origin, goes a maximum, and then continue up to infinity. Okay. And it will never touches the r-axis, as there is no radial node. Okay. Now go for the 3s orbital. Okay. Now go for the 3s orbital. Okay. So 3s. Okay. So in case of all kinds of s orbital, the graph should start from the y-axis. Okay. We does not need the exact wave function of the 3s orbital. Okay. At first, just calculate the number of nodes. So n equals to here 3, L equals to 0. So number of nodes, radial nodes, equals to 3 minus 0 minus 1. So that is 2. Okay. So that is 2. Okay. So that means so this is r of r for 3s orbital, and this is r. Okay. Now so that means my curve will start from the y-axis. And as r increases, my curve will be decreases, and it will touches one time, two time, and then it goes like that. Okay. So that means in this graph, as there is two nodes, so that means in the three-dimensional region there is a two in around the nucleus, there is a two region where electron cannot present. Okay. For 3s orbital. Okay. If any electron present in 3s orbital in around the nucleus in the three-dimensional region, we will find two region around the nucleus where the electrons of 3s cannot present, and these two regions are this distance and this distance from the nucleus. Okay. So that's why these two regions are the radial nodes. Okay. These two regions are the radial nodes. Okay. This is not the radial node. Okay. So this point, these 2 points is the radial node of this 2 point is the radial node of this 2 point is the radial node of 3s orbital. Okay. Now, so as the as the values of r increases in this direction, r of r decreases and it touches the r axis. So here the values of r of r equals to 0. So this is first node, and then it again decreases and then it increases and touches the r axis again. Here again r of r value equals to 0, and then it increases and then decreases up to infinity, and it will never further touch the r axis. Okay. So here this is the positive phase, this is the negative phase, and this is the positive phase. Okay. This is the negative, positive phase, and positive phase. Okay. So this is the graph for 3s or 3s orbital. Okay. So this is the radial distribution graph for the 3s orbital. Okay. Now I think it's clear that to draw the radial distribution curve, we does not need the exact wave function, radial distribution functions. If we just know the number of nodes, I can predict the graph. Okay. So let's go for 3p. Okay, let's go for 3p. Okay. So what is the number of node? So n equals to 3, n equals to 3, l equals to 1. So number of nodes equals to 3 minus 1 minus 1, that is equals to 1. Okay, that is equals to 1. Okay. So that means here is one radial node is present here. Okay, one radial node. And in the previous P graph we saw that the graph will always start from the origin. Okay, except for the s orbital, or for the other, except for the s orbital, for all other orbitals, the graph will always start from the origin. Okay, the graph will always start from the origin. But in case of s orbitals, the graph will start from the y-axis, or the radial wave function r of r axis. Okay. So let's draw the graph. Okay. So let's say this is r of r for 3p, and this is r. So it will start from origin. Okay, and only one radial node. So that means the graph will touch only one time. For the graph will touch the r axis for only one time. Okay. So that means my graph will start from here, and it will touch for the one time the r axis, and then continue for the further. Okay, then it will continue for the infinite r. Okay, and for the next all values of r, it will never touch the r axis, and this is the radial node. Okay, this point is the radial node. Where, so that means, what is the meaning of this distance? Here r of r equals to 0. So that means if any electron present in the 3p orbital from the nucleus at this distance, this 3p electron cannot be present around the nucleus. Okay, because the r of r value equals to 0 in this point. Okay. Now the phase of the orbital is here, this is positive phase and this is negative phase. Okay. So this is the phase of the orbital. Okay. Now let's go for the graph of 3D. Okay. So let's take the example of 3D. Okay. So here n equals to 3, l equals to 2. So the number of radial nodes equals to 3 minus 2 minus 1. So that's equals to 0. So that means for 3D orbital there is no radial node. Okay. For the 3D orbital there is no radial node. Okay. For 3D orbital there is no radial node. So what should be my graph? So r of r, and except s orbital, all the graph should start from the origin. Okay. So this is r of r. Okay. This is r of r. My graph will start from the origin. It will increases and again decreases, but will never touch the r axis. So there is no radial node, and this is for 3D, and this is called 3D orbital. Okay, this is called 3D orbital. Okay, so by using these kinds of concept, you can easily tell, what is the radial distribution graph of a specific orbital. Okay, let's try a question. Okay, if I say, so let's take a question. Which one is correct for 4s orbital? Okay, so option A, in case of option A, my graph looks like that, R of R equals to, my R of R equals to, like this, and option B, okay, for option B, R of R says that this, and option C, R of R equals to R, like this, and let's say option D is R of R equals to, okay, so this is the four options. Okay, so this is the four options. So how I should predict? So from this option, the question says for the 4s. Okay, now we all know that for the s orbital, the graph is always starts from the y-axis. So that means these two options are first rejected. Okay, then I have left two options, option B and option D. Now let's take the node. Okay, so for the 4s orbital, 4 minus 0 minus 1, so that is 3. So we have 3 nodes for the 4s orbital. Now let's check for this graph. So this graph cuts the r-axis for 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, so here 4 nodes are present. Okay, but in case of 4s orbital, only 3 radial nodes are present. So this option is not correct. Now look at this equation. Look at this graph. So this graph starts from the y-axis and touches the r-axis for 3 times, 1, 2, 3. So my right option is option B. Okay, so my right option is option B. Okay, so like this way I can predict the radial distribution graph of any orbital by simply considering the node. Okay, now let's go to a different aspect. Okay, my different aspect is, let's again take the graph of 1s orbital, radial distribution function of 1s orbital. Okay, so the number of nodes for 1s orbital equals to 0. So my graph looks like that. Now so this is R of R and this is R. Now what is the importance of psi? In the first lecture we told that for the value, the psi helps us, the wave function helps us to find the probability of finding electron around the nucleus. Okay, it will just help me to know the probability of finding electron around the nucleus. Okay, now this radial wave function is also a part of wave function. Okay, this radial wave function is also a part of wave function, because we all know psi of r theta phi equals to r of r into y of theta phi. Now so that means this will help us to know the probability of finding electron around the nucleus. and this is made up of R of R and Y of R. Okay, so now look at this graph. For 1s orbital, the maximum value of R, the maximum value of radial wave function at R equals to 0. Okay, and as distance increases, the wave function decreases. Okay, so at the origin, the value of wave function is radial wave function is maximum, and as distance increases, the value of radial wave function decreases. Okay, now this is quite contradictory with the practical sense. Okay, so because at the origin nucleus is present, and at the origin the probability of the value of R of R equals to maximum. So that means it simply tells you that the probability of finding electron at the nucleus is maximum. But in the practical sense, electron cannot be present at the nucleus. So I am telling it again. So what is the importance of psi? Psi helps us to know the probability of finding electron around the nucleus. And as R of R is a part of psi, so that means this will also helps us to know the probability of finding electron. Okay. Now in this graph, the value of psi of R, the value of radial distribution function is maximum at the origin. So that means where R equals to 0. And in our traditional reference system, we place nucleus at the origin. Okay. So this R is nothing but the distance between electron and nucleus. And R equals to 0, so that means distance from electron to nucleus is 0. So that means electron is, and this wave function, value of wave function is maximum at the origin. So that means it tells that the probability of finding electron at the nucleus is maximum. But this is quite contradictory with the practical. Electron cannot be present at the nucleus. Okay, if electron present at the nucleus, it violates the uncertainty principle. Okay. So that means this graph does not matches with the practical concepts. Okay, so that means we need some correction. Okay, so for this correction, Max Born says, let's take the wave function and let's square the wave function. Okay. Okay, let's square the wave function. Okay, so he says that this square of the wave function, this tells me that the square of the wave function tells me the probability density. So Max Born says that the psi itself has no importance. Okay, psi itself has no importance. Okay, and it does not give any physical interpretation. Okay, psi is a simple mathematical equation. It does not give any real interpretation. If you want a real interpretation, we have to do square of the wave function, and he says that the square of the wave function is nothing but the probability density. Now if I tell you what mass density, okay, if I tell you mass density, so d rho equals to what I can write, dm by dv. Okay, so mass density means dm by dv. So if I tell probability density, if I tell probability density, if I say mass density, so dm upon dv. Now if I say probability density, I should tell dp upon dv. If I say mass density, so I can tell dm by dv. So if I say probability density, and this is dp upon dv, and according to Max Born, this probability density is nothing but the psi square. This probability density is nothing but psi square. Now I can write dp equals to psi square dv, and if I integrate the both sides, I can write p equals to okay. Let's at first take the physical interpretation of this equation. Okay, so dp, let's say dp equals to psi square dv. Okay, psi square dV. So what is the physical interpretation of this equation? What this dP means? Okay, dP, what this dP means? Okay, so this dP simply means, if I take a three-dimensional axis, if I take a three-dimensional axis x, y and z, and here nucleus is present, here nucleus, okay, here in the at the origin nucleus is present, and from the nucleus, if I take at the r distance, if I take a sphere with a radius, if I take a sphere with a radius r, okay, if I take a sphere with a radius r, okay, now this dP simply means, this dP simply means probability of finding electron within this spherical region. Okay, this dP simply means probability of finding the electron within this sphere, okay, within this three-dimensional region. Okay, now what is the volume of this region? So volume of the region V should be 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, this should be 4 by 3 pi r cube. So what should be my dV upon dr? So that should be 4 pi r square. So dV equals to 4 pi r square dr. Okay, so I am doing derivative on V with respect. So what is the volume of the sphere with the radius r? V equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube. I am doing derivative with respect to r on V. So dV upon dr equals to 4 pi r square. So dV equals to 4 pi r square dr. Okay, just I am taking the value of dV and putting in this equation. Okay, I am taking the values of dV and putting in this equation. Okay, so I can write dP equals to psi square 4 pi r square dr. 4 pi r square dr. Okay, now this psi square, this psi is made up of two parts, r of r and theta phi. Okay, so that means I can write psi, if I replace this value, so this should be r of r whole square into theta phi whole square into 4 pi r square dr. Okay, now look at my final result. Okay, look at my final result. So that means my probability does not depend on simply r. Okay, simply r. This is depends on the square of the wave function. Okay, so that means my wave function simply depends on the square of the wave function. Okay, now if I take this 4 pi r square here, I can also rearrange this equation. I can also rearrange this equation. Okay, so I am writing this equation again. Okay, so I can write dP equals to r square of r into 4 pi r square y square theta phi into dr. Okay, y square theta phi into dr. Okay, so that means now my probability depends on the not only the square of the radial wave function, but I have to multiply this part with 4 pi r square. Okay, now my probability does not depend only on the square of the radial wave function, but it also depends on the distance from the nucleus r. Okay, so my probability depends solely on this part, 4 pi r square into psi square r square r. Okay, so my wave function fully depends on two parts, 4 pi r square and the square into r square of the radial wave function. Okay, so now let's draw the graph again. Okay, So for the 1s orbital, okay, for the 1s orbital, for the 1s orbital, if I for the 1s orbital, if I take my graph is looks like that, r of r equals to, but if I draw this graph 4 pi r square, r of r square, this part, because now we know probability of finding electron not only depends r of r, then that means it does not depend only the radial wave function, but it depends on this part 4 pi r square of r, okay, r square of r, okay. So that means square part of radial distribution function into 4 pi r square. Now if I draw this curve, okay, so now look at this equation. If r of r equals to 0, so at that point at the origin r equals to 0. Now here if you put r equals to 0, so here 4 pi r square into square of the radial wave function. Now if you put r equals to 0, so for 4 pi r square, for this r square part, the value of r square is 0 at the origin. So for this part at the origin, the value of the whole part will be 0. So that means now in case of 1s orbital, if you plot only r of r versus r, the graph will be start from the y-axis. But if I plot 4 pi r square into the square part of the radial wave function, my graph will be start from the origin, because if you put r equals to 0, this value will be 0 at the origin. Now we know that for 1s orbital there is no node, so simply the graph will increases and again decreases, okay. Okay, at first and it's very simple. Why this is? Because 4 pi r square, this part will try to increase, and the r square part contain an exponential term, this try to decrease. So net graph should be at first increase and then decrease, okay. And this graph will never touch the y-axis, r-axis, because there is no radial node, okay. Now if I quickly go for the 2s orbital, so here only one node is present, okay, here only one node is present. So my graph will be start from here, decreases, cut one time for the axis, and it will not continue for the rest of r axis, okay. Now if I take this, now if I plot 4 pi r square of r versus r, what happens? That now again my graph will be start from the origin due to this r square term, and my graph will be cut the r axis for the one time, because there is only one node. Now look at this equation. Here the phase is plus and here the phase is minus. But when I will square the radial wave function, this negative part will also go to the positive part. So this negative part, if I square the negative part, I will also get the positive values. So that's why in this graph 4 pi r square into radial square of the radial wave distribution function. So in this graph there is no negative region, okay. So the graph will at first start, okay, then it will touch for one time, and then it will again, then, okay. So this is the radial node, okay, and here no negative part is found, all the phase are positive, because I am squaring the radial wave function, so that's why this minus part should be positive. So that's why here the second part is also positive, okay. And the important matter is that only for the one time the curve will touches the r axis, okay. Now let's go for 2p orbital, okay. So for the 2p orbital, my graph looks like that, okay. Now in case if I just square, there is no change in the graph, okay. It will also start from origin but now the graph will little bit steeper. Okay, so as for the 2p orbital there is no node, so this graph will also never touch the y-axis, and this graph will also never touch the y-axis. Okay, now let's take the example of 3s. Okay, for 3s. Okay, so how many nodes are there? For 3s orbital there is 2 nodes. Okay, so what should be the my simple graph? R of r versus r. It will start from here, touch the axis one time, again touch, and it will never touch the axis and continue for the infinity. Okay, so it will touch the r axis for the 2 times. Okay, now if I just take the square part, 4 pi r square and square of the radial wave function versus r. So due to the r square part, again this part will come to the 0. Okay, and as the 3s orbital contain 2 nodes, then that means this curve will touch to the r axis for 2 times. Okay, so again first touch, then second touch, then it will never touch the y-axis and continue for the infinity. Okay, so my graph should look like that. Okay, now if I draw the curve for the 3p orbital, what it should look like? For the 3p orbital, how my graph looks like? So for the 3p orbital, r of r versus r. So for 3p only one radial node is present. So for graph will be touched only one time and it will continue. Okay, so this should be looks like that. This is positive and this is negative. Now if I take the square part, 4 pi r square of r versus r. So it will start from the origin, touch the one r axis for one time, and as I am doing the square, so that means this negative part will be going to the positive part, and as only one node is present, so this curve will never again touch the r axis. So this is the node. Okay, this is the node. Okay, now let's say for the 3D orbital, okay, for the 3D orbital, okay, so no node, so that means r of r will start from here and goes like that, and if I take the square part, 4 pi r square of r versus r, so it will just little bit steeper than this and will never touch the r axis, because here is number of nodes equals to 0. So this is the graphs of radial distribution functions. Okay, now in the end, if I ask a simple question, so which one is correct for 4p orbital? Which one is correct for the 4p orbital? Okay, so if I option A, r of 4 pi r square r. Okay, so this is one. Option B, option C, so my axis is the square part. Okay, 4 pi r square of r versus r. Okay, So it's 4 pi r square of r into r. Okay. So that means okay, and for the option D, 4 pi r square of r versus r. So my graph should be okay. So which one is correct? Okay. So first of all, as I am plotting all the graphs in square, 4 pi r square into r square of radial wave function, so there should be no negative part. Okay. So that means this graph and this graph is wrong. So only two graph is left. Now what should be the number of nodes for the 3p, 4p? So 4 minus for the 1p and this 1, so that 2. So 2 orbit nodes are present here. Okay. So here the curve touches the y-axis for 3 times. Okay. If I draw the graph clearly, here the graph touches the y-axis for the 3rd time. Okay. So this graph is visual. So in this graph, the graph touches the r-axis for 3 times. So that means it represents 3 nodes. But here only 2 nodes are present. So that's why option C is the correct presentation of 4p orbitals radial distribution function. Okay, square of the radial distribution function. Okay, so thank you everyone.